Okay, welcome and good evening. My name is Whitney Kuhnlenz. I'm the Director of Graduate Student Services here at LaSalle University, and we are very excited to have you on tonight's virtual welcome or orientation because that means that you are a new graduate student at LaSalle University, so welcome. If you all could just take a quick second and go to your chat bar, and if you could just type a little message saying who you are, where you're from, and what your program is. So just name, where you're coming from, and your program. So I'll go first. I just put in that I'm Whitney. I'm from Framingham, Massachusetts, and I'm the Director of Student Services here for GPS. And let's see, we've got elementary education. Steve, he's in Boston. Oh, you guys are going fast. Great. And let's see, we've got Vanessa, MBA in Somerset. We've got Brian, MBA in Philadelphia. Alyssa, she's in Maine, and she's in marketing. Matt is in Albany, New York, MBA. Anthony is in Braintree, Massachusetts, MBA. And I'm sure we're going to have more people trickling in from lots of other programs, but this helps because it kind of helps me get an idea of who I should be speaking to. Gina, you're in Georgia, and you're in the Masters of Rehab Science. That's great. And we'll talk a little bit about the various programs that we have here at LaSalle, but we have health sciences, we have lots of management programs, education, criminal justice, communications, lots of different areas. So this webinar will be really for all of you as a whole, but you might find some areas a little more specific to certain programs. Okay, there you go. Hopefully now you're seeing my PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so thank you for typing in a little information about yourselves. This webinar is slated to last an hour, but I find it typically lasts about 40 minutes. So just so you know. The goals for this session to keep us on task is basically we want you to feel a little bit more familiar with LaSalle and GPS as a whole. I will go over the various programs that we offer, the formats in which we offer them, identify some of the offices and services that are available to you, both as local students and some of you as just pure online learners. And then hopefully this will help you ease into graduate student life. Some of you may be coming for a second master's degree. Some of you may be coming directly from a bachelor's degree, and some of you, maybe it's been a long time, and this will be helpful to you as you get reacclimated into education. And I bet for most of you, this is new online learning. So hopefully we can help get you a little more comfortable. These are some of the people that you will get to know or have already gotten to know. This is our team. We are all here in Auburndale, Massachusetts under one roof. And if you ever do come and visit us in Bancroft House, you'd be able to meet all of us. So we've got Eric Turner, the Vice President, Adrian Franciozzi, our Assistant Vice President. And then if you walk in the door, Jody Malloy will be the first person you would meet, our Office Coordinator. Then next you've got our enrollment team. Chris Gray is the Director. And then the enrollment coaches who you may have already met and worked with would be Amanda Beaton, Candace Obratsov, who again is on our webinar tonight and taking questions in the chat bar. Amy Hurwitz, our new Associate Director. Elizabeth Milano was the Associate Director of Enrollment, but now she's come over to the advising side of the house. So the people who you'll be working with now going forward a bit more would be the advising side of the house, which includes me, Whitney Kuhnlenz, Paula Panchuk, Graduate Advisor, Elizabeth Milano, and then Carolyn Lynch. Oh, and of course, I left off Mark Gaffney, one of our other great enrollment coaches. So we work as a team. Even though you are now a current student, you're matriculated, you're in your classes, you can still reach out to your enrollment coach and reach out to us and vice versa. We're just down the hall from one another, and we will make sure you get your questions answered. So let me see real fast. I think I got a question. Okay, great. So again, just feel free to chat away at any point, ask any questions, and we will get them answered for you. Okay, next I'm just going to quickly mention the programs we have. Now all of you are well situated in your program already, so it doesn't particularly matter, but I want you to have an idea of the variety of programs that we offer here. We have educational programs, athletic training, communication, criminal justice, MBA. Then we have a bunch of different management degrees, human resources, project management, marketing, management with 2 different concentrations. Then we have some health sciences, nutrition for human performance, rehabilitation science, sport management, and then lots of graduate certificates. So we're working with lots of different students with lots of different backgrounds and many faculty members as well. So some of those faculty members who you might get to know a little bit more are the graduate program coordinators. These are the people who more or less are faculty directors for the departments. You most likely won't interact with them much until the end of your program. You'll be speaking with them when you're getting ready to start those research capstone papers or internship projects, or maybe if you need a special course substitution or have a directed study interest. You may take a class from them before that, but you're really going to start developing those relationships later in your program. If you have specific industry questions, these are the experts in the industry, and they're the people that we'll probably refer you to. But just so you see their name and you recognize them. In communications, we have Janice Barrett. Criminal justice, Linda Bucci. Education, Elizabeth Hartman or Liz Hartman. Management, Janet Hudeman. Sport management, Dan Sargent. And then rehab science and nutrition is Christy Eason. You've probably heard a fair amount of talk now with your enrollment coaches about different formats that we offer. We have a couple different ways of taking classes. We have the full semester hybrid courses. If you are an international student, you are definitely going to be in these full semester hybrid courses, which are 15 weeks long, and every other week are meeting on campus. If you are in a program that has this option and you prefer the on-ground experience and you can come to campus, this is a good option for you. Again, it's only every other week. So those weeks that you are not physically coming to campus, you're meeting online. The 8-week fully online courses, those are offered in sessions during the semester. So session 1 begins tomorrow, and that is an 8-week long class fully online. Then session 2 would immediately follow it in March. And we offer both hybrid and session 1, session 2 classes throughout the year. So right now we're starting spring. We've got spring 1, spring 2, and spring main. Then in the summer, we'll have summer 1 and summer 2, a couple of summer mains, but mostly summer 1, summer 2. Fall, same as spring, 1, 2, and main. And then for those who are not of the faint of heart and would really like to get ahead in their classes, we offer a 2-week winter intensive course in January. It's usually a handful of options: management classes, communications, sport management, things like that. And it's 10 business days, super intense, winter intensive online course. That's a great way to get ahead. Oh yeah, and then Candace just made an interesting point. She said, unless you're a Master of Education student, and those classes meet on campus 3 different dates. That's right, and those dates, let's go back. Those dates are posted on your Canvas page, and we'll show you Canvas in a little bit. That is where you actually are going in online, seeing your course syllabus, meeting your faculty member, talking to students, and submitting work. And all of those dates will be listed, including any other hybrid courses. You may meet only on Wednesdays. Well, when is that first Wednesday? Likely it's next week, but it's definitely best to go to your Canvas page, the syllabus, and to check with your faculty. So thanks for that. So, oh, and a student just asked, are all the same classes held every semester? That is a great question. That is that's a resource that I'll also show you in a little bit. Something called the course rotation is a great way to schedule your classes. So no, they are not offered every semester of every session. They are on a rotation basis. Some programs that have more students and have more class needs may be offered more frequently, maybe multiple times a year. Some that are smaller programs, such as rehabilitation science, classes might only be offered once a year. So it's really important that you use the course rotation in addition to your academic plan, which I'll show you later, and plan out your courses so that you are aware of when it's coming and that you don't miss that opportunity. Your academic advisor is also going to work with you and try to proactively stay on top of that for you, but it's definitely up to you ultimately to make sure you sign up for classes at the right time. So academic calendar, just something for you to quickly view, and if you want to bookmark it, the link is here at the bottom. But spring classes begin tomorrow. Main and Spring 1 both start tomorrow, and then add drop deadline is something I want to mention. Every single term, there is a cutoff date. This is the last day that you can add a class. It's also the last day that you can drop a class with no financial liability. Typically, this is about 2 days after the beginning of the session, but just so you see, add drop is this Friday. So if you're thinking you might want to add one more, you've got till Friday. You think maybe you don't want to take that class anymore, drop it by Friday at the end of the day, and then you'll have no liability. It won't be on your transcript. If something comes up after that, always reach out. Don't feel like you're stuck. We do our best we can to try to work with you, though that is a hard date. If there is an emergency or something, we'll try to work with you. So those are the spring dates. You see the semester really ends in May, and then we go right into summer. May 19th is when we start summer main. May 19th goes to July 7th is summer 1, July 8th to August 31st, summer 2, and then pretty much right into fall. So we just keep moving. And I don't have the winter intensive dates up here yet, but those will be, I believe it's actually December 30th through about January 8th of 2021, so lots of time. So I wanted to quickly mention the welcome letter. Hopefully everybody received one of these. It probably looked a little different. It probably had the word university instead of the word college. And it also probably didn't have a library barcode. It probably just listed your LaSalle credentials being your name, because we no longer use the barcode. But if you didn't receive a welcome email like this, reach out to Candace, reach out to your enrollment coach and let them know this is important. It has your credentials. It tells you how to log in to self-service, how to sign up for classes. We do want this to be able to get moving. Something else that's mentioned in that welcome letter is the new student to-do list. And this is a landing page that I'll show you in just a second that will show you how to do all sorts of things that we get lots of questions about, like changing your password, forwarding your LaSalle email, registering for classes, viewing your academic plan, paying your bills, and all of that. That's really helpful right now as you're getting acclimated. You can keep the resource the whole time you're here, but after your first semester, you probably won't need it so much. So this is the link to it below, but I'm also going to go ahead and show you that page as well. Okay, so now you should be seeing a page that says Welcome New Students. And this is a pretty simple page, just has how to log in, how to register, complete orientation. So log in, here is going to show you how to change your password, check and forward your LaSalle email. That's a pretty important one. This is where all official university communication comes. If you are not thrilled with the LaSalle email interface, no big deal. Just forward it to whatever you prefer, Gmail, Yahoo, but make sure that you do check your LaSalle email because everything official is going to come there. And then also access LaSalle email on your cell phone, something that most of us like to do. Registering for classes, hopefully you've already done it at this point. If not, you've only got till Friday to do so for session 1 in spring main. This is going to go over how to access self-service, view your academic plan, register for classes, purchase textbooks, obtain an ID and parking permit. If you're coming to campus, you're going to need a parking permit. If you don't have it yet, you need to bring your registration to the campus police office. And then a LaSalle ID, even if you're never coming to campus, but you want a LaSalle University ID, you can absolutely get one. Just send us an email with a picture, a clear, high megabyte picture, and we will send you a student ID to your home address. People like them because you can get discounts and access to museums and things like that. If you need a quick tutorial, here are some little video links on how to register for classes, view your academic plan, and your schedule. And then the last tab is complete orientation. Now what we mean by that is the Canvas orientation for graduate and professional studies. This was designed just to be a tool for you to help you get a little more acclimated with Canvas and how the classes work. Inside there is a Canvas tutorial, which is really helpful, especially if you're new to online learning. Go through there, there's video clips, there's PDF of information, and it'll help walk you through how to use the system. There's also a list of graduate student services, and then academic policies and procedures and things like that. Now, we say complete orientation, and know that we don't actually expect you to finish it. We don't grade you. We don't check to make sure it's finished. But you will have it in your Canvas page as long as you're a student here. So feel free to access that for resources at any point. Any questions so far? Somebody's asking about email a picture to my advisor to get the ID. Yes, so right now, just send the picture to your advisor or your enrollment coach, and then we are forwarding them along to Michelle LeBlanc in campus safety. It's not very utilized service. We just started doing it. As it becomes more utilized, we might make it a little bit of a more streamlined process, like a link or something, but for now, just pass it along to us and we'll pass it on to her. Also include a photocopy of your driver's license so we know it's you. It can just be from your iPhone or something. But your driver's license picture won't work for the Canvas ID because of the hologram. So send like your LinkedIn headshot or something like that. Okay. If you're on campus, you can just come pick it up. And somebody said need to complete the parking permit info. Yes, if you do want a parking permit, from what we understand, you do need to come to campus. If you have some limitation, just reach out to us and we will see what we can do to help you out with that. Okay, I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint. Okay, so the next thing is MyLaSalle. MyLaSalle is our website. It's our landing page, and this is our internal website that you have to use your credentials to log in. Once you've logged in, it's going to remember your credentials, so you won't have to worry about doing that again, but you still jot them down because it's helpful, and that's where you're going to access everything. So let me show you what MyLaSalle is. Okay, so this is MyLaSalle. It's pretty user-friendly. We did a facelift to the site about a year ago. Up on top, these are all hyperlinks. Academics, this is where you're going to find academic calendar, academic catalog, Canvas student overview, GPS course offerings. This is a great place to go to find out what we're currently offering or what is coming up for registration. Also, course rotation is there, and I'll show you the course rotation in a second. Actually, let me show you the course rotation. The graduate course offerings, you'll click on that. And here you're just going to see the winter spring 2020 course offerings. Well, pretty soon, believe it or not, in February, it will also have the summer course offerings. But for now, if you click on this, you're going to find an updated list of what we're offering for spring. The graduate course rotation, we also update this on a regular basis. So you can bookmark it, but if you're making changes to your academic plan or your scheduling, you should go onto the site and make sure it hasn't been updated. The course rotation is a spreadsheet. Hopefully you're going to still be able to see. Here it is. And it is basically an Excel spreadsheet that tells you what we're offering when. So this is someone's question earlier, how do I know when a class is being offered? Well, here you go. So for instance, Criminal Justice 701, we can tell you it is going to be offered in the fall, session 1 online. Then it'll be offered again, spring, session 1 online, and then again, summer 1 online. We will always offer these classes at these times. We just can't guarantee that they'll always run if for some reason it's low enrolled, but we're growing pretty quickly and we are canceling fewer and fewer classes. If you find yourself in a situation where you've been waiting for a class to run and it's time for it to run and all of a sudden it's canceled, reach out to your advisor. We will work with you and we will find a way to get you into a class that will count for your needs. But this is really the tool you want to use to arrange your schedule and plan. And of course, your advisor is also a really great resource to talk to too if this is confusing or you have any questions. I'm going to go back. Other things on here is the quick links. This is really where you're going to be doing the most of your work. Self-service is the big one. Self-service I'll go through in just a second. This is where you're actually going to register. Office 365 is the LaSalle email I was referring to. Make sure you're checking your email here or forwarding it to your preferred email account. And then Canvas, where you're actually going to be taking your classes and doing your work. You'll also find college announcements here, anything that's interesting and coming up. And offices and services is another great place to find resources. So now I'm going to go through self-service because you're going to spend most of your time on here. When you go to click in, you're going to have to put in your credentials. I'm actually going to put in some student credentials so that you can see what a student page looks like. If I go into my page, it's going to look a little different from yours. Okay. So this is what my self-service looks like. You may have already been in there, you may have already seen it. This is where you're going to register for classes and do all sorts of different things. Here's the tab up top that'll show you register your classes that you are taking, your schedule. Finances, if you have any bills outstanding. My advisor is where your academic advisor will be listed. Grades, and then down here is also find courses, register, view your schedule, check stops. That would mean if you have a hole in your account for non-payment or immunizations, something like that. So right now I'm logged in as Mary Test grad student, and Mary earlier today didn't have any classes registered, so we'll check and see if she has anything now, but we'll see. So let's say you want to actually register. You click on register. Make sure you click on graduate and professional studies. If you don't, you are not going to be able to find your classes. So normally there would be nothing here at all. Mary's currently registered for a CJ class. So if you want to find a class, you're going to go to find courses. And there you go, let's type up Management 700. Click on Graduate and Professional Studies. Again, if you don't click it, you're not going to find what you're looking for. And we're looking for the spring of 2020 and look for session 1. Okay, well, there's nothing there. Maybe it's offered in May. No. Okay, well, how about Management 705? Okay, so Management 705 is being offered, and you can see that it's running in the session 1 class. You know that because of the dates here. You see that it's a fully online class. It says 1 a.m., but that's just arbitrary. Our classes are all asynchronous, so you can log in whenever it's convenient to you. Just make sure your assignments are turned in by their deadlines. And you'll see that the instructor here is Kathy Carvalho. And for this class, it's full. There are 0 seats of 22 available. Let me just do a general management search and see what comes up. There's lots of different options. And I see research methods is online also and has 4 seats available. So I'm going to add it. Then it's going to say view cart or proceed to registration. Cart is basically like when you're on Amazon. It's sitting in your cart, but you haven't bought it yet. So I'm going to proceed to registration to actually register for that class. And then it's still in my cart, and then I would have to do next. And I was thinking really hard because Mary is not a real student, so it's probably a little confused. But it worked. And then it'll ask you how you're going to pay. Using FAFSA, pay later, pay my balance. Any of these are acceptable. You'll get billed if necessary. This is also how you would drop a class. Same thing back on that page. I'm just going all the way back. Same thing. So this will be the registered courses. You just click drop. It won't let me because it's saying it's too late to drop, but you just click drop and then next, and you can drop the class that way. So that's just how you register there. Other things that are useful on this page is your class schedule. This is where that they would be listed. Mary's not registered for anything right now. This is where your classes would be. Finances will show if you have any financial aid. My advisor will show who your academic advisor is. It looks like it's me. Your grades. This is also where you can find your unofficial transcript. You want to look and see how your progress is going, what your grades are, your GPA, how many classes you've completed. And you can also request an official transcript if you need one for work or for anything like that. So this is self-service. If there are any questions about that, just stick it in the chat bar. So there's a lot of questions about parking permit and FAFSA. Okay. So that's pretty much what you're going to be using self-service for. So now I'm going to go run back over to the PowerPoint. I just wanted to mention again, just briefly about academic advising and creating an academic plan. Everyone receives a professional academic advisor. You should be receiving your advising assignment very soon. We actually just got a new academic advisor last week, and now we have just finished dividing the caseloads up. So we are going to be establishing new assignments in the next couple of days. So look out for that email. In the meantime, reach out to me, reach out to your enrollment coach, whoever you've already met along the way, and then we'll let you know very shortly. Now, before I go into Canvas, I want to go back and I want to show you what an academic plan looks like. I'm back on self-service again. I'm going to go back to the Register tab, and then next to Graduate Professional Studies, Academic Plan. This is a great tool. This is going to be basically your roadmap to show you what classes to take along the way. So Mary, test grad student, is a marketing major. When I click on her program or her academic plan, I can see that she came in the fall of 2019 as a Master's of Science in Marketing. Her program has a total of 12 classes required, like most of yours, 36 credits in total. And then this is how it's laid out, her degree requirements. So these are all her core courses. She has to take all of these. Marketing is a little more specific that it doesn't have any elective options, but for many other programs, there would be a next section here called maybe concentration classes. Like if you're in management, hospitality, and events management, then you'd have 2 or 3 classes here that you have to take as part of your concentration. Then the next level down would be your elective courses. So lots of programs have electives, and this one doesn't. But that's okay. This still shows us what we need to know. So these are the classes that she has that are required. Right now, we can see that she has just registered today, in fact, for research methods. You know this because there's a little in progress. This means that she's either registered or actually taking the class right now. If you click on it, it gives you information that this class is a Session 1 Management 702 course. All of these little magnifying glasses also have information. So if you click on one, it tells you that this is when the class is being offered. If you click on any of these magnifying glasses, it's going to tell you if there's currently a section of that class being offered in this term. This will include summer session classes once they open for registration. So right now we can see 700 still lists the winter intensive class as well as the spring session class. And if you click on these, it'll give you a description of the class. Now there's a couple of different little icons that you'll see here. Again, the clock is for in progress or registered. A check mark means completed and earned a passing grade. And then another thing you might see is a little yellow triangle, which is a caution sign, and that would mean there's something wrong with the class. Either it's a transfer credit that hasn't properly come through and you need to let your advisor know, or it means you didn't earn a passing grade and you have to repeat the class. So those are the 3 things that you're going to see there in your academic plan, and they are going to start adding up and totaling toward the bottom line and toward course completion. Most of our programs have a capstone requirement, and the capstone requirement, this is just one, either the research project or the internship. So you'll just complete one of these. So again, this is a great tool. Check it out. Excuse me. If you have any questions about it, just reach out to your academic advisor. All right, while I'm still on this page, I am going to go back to myself. Okay, back to myself. And now I just want to show you Canvas. Hopefully everyone's had an opportunity now to log into Canvas. All of your classes for spring main and session 1 should be live and active in there, and you should see the show. So this is what it should look like. The classes are obviously different than my classes, but it should be very similar. You're going to see your navigation to the left, which will have your course listings, these are all courses, each of these little icons, calendar, inbox. Inbox is a tool to use with your faculty and your fellow classmates. This is not the same as LaSalle email. If you were trying to access your LaSalle email, you need to go back to self-service and do that 365. This is a totally different inbox. So make sure that you're checking your LaSalle email as well as this little inbox here. All of you have access to this graduate professional studies orientation. I spoke about a little bit earlier. Again, it's designed as a tool just to help you understand Canvas and to be able to navigate Canvas. I don't expect you to complete it, but I do recommend that you look through it, especially these modules that give you all of these information and resources for the Canvas. So this is a Canvas video tutorial. There's a Canvas transcript for students, lots of information. If you're having troubleshooting the Canvas page, check these out. It will be really helpful. If it's still not enough, you can actually email Canvas directly, and they will give you help. I think actually on your homepage, there's actually a little help on the bottom under settings also. And then worst case scenario, you can always reach out to IT, the help desk. I'll show that to you in a second, but it's helpdesk@lasalle.edu. So go through all of these if you get a chance, if you need help. And then in addition to that, you see assignments. Again, just practice. But there's also information here about some of our different resources on campus. After you have finished a course in Canvas, go back to my dashboard, you have about 2 weeks until this goes away. So once I've completed my CJ 701 class, in about 2 weeks afterward, this will go away. If you've done any work that you'd like to be able to hang on to, anything you think you might use for the capstone at a later date, make sure you're saving it somewhere. Once the class goes away, it is no longer retrievable. Any questions about Canvas? All right, so I mentioned IT. They're great. We've got a whole staff here on campus. They're available 24/7. If you want to speak to someone who's physically here at LaSalle, they work at 8:30 to 4:30 every day. You can email them and create a ticket, or you can call them at this number, 617-243-2200. If you need to reach someone outside of those hours, you're still going to get an answer right away. It's just going to be our third-party vendor. They're also very helpful. But these are the people who are here on campus and working during a traditional work day. Huge resource for you is for the library. Whether you're physically coming here or you're completely online, they have everything you're going to need to do those research papers and those group projects. The online catalog, you can search for books and films. The article databases, such as JSTOR and different journals, are not free to non-students, but they are free to LaSalle students. To make sure you're logging in and getting those resources at no additional cost. If you need help, maybe you haven't done a lot of research before, or you just would like some assistance, our librarians are all designated to certain program areas. You can reach out to them and they will provide you subject matter specific assistance. And you can do that on the phone, you can do it in person, and they'll do Skype sessions as well. If you are local, they also hold hours on the weekends too, so that's really nice and helpful. Just so everyone knows, I see Candace is doing a great job answering questions. If anyone else has any other questions, keep sending them along. We want to make sure that we get whatever you need answered, and then for any reason you're having any trouble seeing or hearing, please let me know. Okay, so another resource I just wanted to mention can't tell if you're saying, can you hear me okay? Just checking. That could be the slight cold I'm fighting. It could be my awesome headset. Is it better if I put it away from my mouth? A little better, okay. Just don't wear these enough in everyday life. Thank you for telling me. So next about the Academic Achievement Center, I just wanted to mention that that is another great resource for you, like everything else, online or in person. They are basically a tutoring service for free on campus. They do a lot with our graduate students in terms of paper writing. If you are not so familiar with APA citation, if you just need help with editing and working on a research paper, they're great. So reach out to them and they will give you any advice that they can. If they're not the right place for you, we also have a service called tutor.com. Every student is given 10 hours of free tutoring services. So that's another resource, and that's directly linked to your Canvas page. You'll see at the bottom of the left-hand navigation, this is tutor.com. You just log in there. Career development, I'm pretty sure everyone is here because they either are hoping for a promotion, hoping for a new career, or just hoping to, to get into something. So this is a great office to reach out to early and often. They do resume review, they do cover letter review, they can help you prepare for an interview, they can help you prepare for salary negotiations, they can even help you search out something, including an internship. So reach out to them early and often. They've got a new space here on campus if you're local, it's great. And we also have a new website called Handshake, which is like LinkedIn for campus. So it is directly connecting students to employers without having to go through a third party. So handshake.com, you'll be getting more information about that soon. I think it's 2 weeks after you register, after you start your classes. So definitely log into that and check out what we've got to offer. Let me know if there are any other questions. I just wanted to make one more little stick about how important it is for you all to manage your time. Obviously, we just talked about a lot of different resources. We talked about a lot of different systems. And we talked about some really tight and short timelines. Something that we didn't really talk about is how you make this happen. Most of you probably are working. Maybe you have families. There's a lot going on with your time management. So make a plan now and follow it. What's really useful, we have heard from students, is that you actually carve out time, whether it's a couple of hours a day, maybe a day a week, just something that you know is your class time, that you're working on your class, and making that a priority at that time. And making sure that your family and your friends and people around you are also respectful of that time and committed to your success. Use calendar reminders, use to-do lists, do whatever you need to do, but just make sure that you remind yourself that you're probably the only person holding yourself accountable. Unless you're coming to campus, then maybe your professor's helping too, but for the most part, it's probably up to you. And be your own best advocate. Be active in class. Those discussion posts, they really can pile up quite quickly. Respond soon. And as soon as you have an idea, respond. One of the best pieces of advice we just got the other day from a student was don't sit on it. We've got an idea, you're excited about something, don't fret, don't worry if you're going to have the smartest comment. Just go ahead and move forward, and then you can comment on someone else's, and it just helps things move along and you don't get weighed down. Ask for help along the way. You've got tons of resources here. You've got academic advisor, you've got enrollment coaches, and even your professors. They are really fantastic and willing to work with you and want to help. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Keep your goal in mind. Remember why you're here. Remember, even when it gets tough, that it is all for a purpose. And reach out to us if you need anything in terms of support. When in doubt, just reach out. We are always here and we're always available, and we want to see you succeed. So that is it in terms of my presentation. I will send you a recording of this probably in the next couple of days. This is my information. Again, wkuhnlenz@lasalle.edu. This is my phone number. You can also email the general inbox at gradprostudies@lasalle. That goes to all advisors. So please ask any questions. Candace and I are here as long as you'd like us to be. We're thrilled that you're here. We're excited to have you part of our community. You can reach out anytime. So thank you. If you don't have any questions, enjoy your evening, and we'll be seeing you soon. And if you do have any, shoot them over. We're here. Sam, I'm just going to tell everyone, because I think it's a good question. Again, we are an asynchronous platform, so anytime you've got an online class, it can be streamed at your leisure at any time. Most of the classes don't have live video feed. They might occasionally set up a meeting time, but for the most part, you're going to be just doing assigned readings, assigned projects, discussion boards on your own time. So don't worry about needing to be online at a certain time. You're welcome. Anybody else? All right, well, if no one else has any questions, then I will wish you a good evening and best of luck in spring 2020, and please reach out anytime. We're glad you're here.